Ghost by Berries. Anthony grips her hand tightly. What is it now? She snaps, exhaling roughly. Kate doesn't grasp his hand as she had last year. She's learned that encouraging his little tricks is very, very dangerous. I thought I saw something, he whispers, hiding behind her. The hallways of Aubrey Hall are draped in thick shadows, the moonlight and lamps casting streaks of dull light across the doorways. If the doors were open, the corridor would feel wider. She roughly tugs her silk robe closed over her nightgown. I think if there was something lurking in the hallways, I should be hiding behind you. You're braver. You are taller. You're a better shot. I lack a rifle. We'll go fetch it. Stop being so ridiculous, Anthony, she hisses, smacking his chest. Is it a trick? He smiles before pressing his lips together to stifle the curve. Clearing his throat softly, he remains behind her, his hand gripping hers tightly. Palm clammy. She should point that out. Look, he hisses. At the end of the hall is a small silhouette draped in shadows. Anthony nudges her with his other hand. Kate rolls her eyes and slowly approaches. The silhouette moves. Her heart skips. Anthony tenses behind her, and his hand grips her hip tightly. His fingers flex. As they near the end of the hall, Anthony presses against her as though he wishes to use her as a shield. Kate twists toward him to glare at him, but stays in front of him. Let her be the braver one. With this in her arsenal, he won't be able to win an argument for a year. The thing is behind a curtain that drapes to the floor. With her heart hammering in her chest, Kate stands taller and inhales deeply as she approaches it, with Anthony a heavy weight against her back. Grasping the soft fabric tightly between her fingers, she tugs it back and laughs. Newton! He snaps against her ear. Kate winces. The dog tilts his head and wags his tail. Kate turns completely and smacks Anthony's chest. What was that for? He exclaims, brows furrowing deeply. Thinking Newton was a... She shakes her head and scoffs. It was not. It was not a what? A ghost. Don't be ridiculous, Anthony, she says haughtily, tipping her chin upward as she looks down at him. Extricating herself from him, she squats to scratch behind Newton's ears and smiles down at him. His tongue hangs out from his mouth and his tail wags, although his eyes shift to settle behind her, perhaps peering at Anthony. Kate admonishes him with a soft, short laugh. There is no such thing as a ghost. Anthony mumbles behind her, undoubtedly with his arms crossed. He taps his foot impatiently. Kate peers over her shoulder at him to scold him for his impatience and sees a flash of shadow from the corner of her eye. She scoffs, although she lets her gaze linger. It's merely a trick of the light. Thank you for stopping by Neem's Nook.